What's up and welcome to My Point of View. I am your fat and opinionated host, and ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the time has finally come. And I gotta be honest with you, I didn't think this time would ever come. I thought he was gonna walk away without any charges at all. But it was just announced that Alec Baldwin and I believe her name is Hannah Reid. They are both being charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter for the deadly shooting that occurred on the set of Rust. Now, forgive me, I may be a little rusty with my information, no pun intended, but when this news broke, when this situation happened, I covered it over on my main channel, and I dug into it a little bit, and I found all types of things wrong with this movie set. For one, they were using the prop firearms. They were like between takes. They'll take a little break. Hey, go smoke a cig. Hey, go eat a boiled egg or something. They would take the prop guns and go shoot cans with them, literally for fun, and then turn them right back into the set for them to be used on the movie set. Tons of people who were working on this film walked away. They literally quit their jobs on the spot and walked away from this movie set because they said that something bad was going to happen. It was dangerous. Now, I know a lot of you all might not know this about me, but I am a huge movie fan. Not only do I like movies, I like learning about how movies work. I've been on the set of different films. I was recently on the set of Halloween Ends. I have never in my life seen or heard anything like what was going down on the set of Rust. Now, I know a lot of people may think, hey, this isn't fair. This isn't fair that they're charging Alec Baldwin. Life is so unfair. Let me tell you something. When it comes to handling firearms, regardless of if you're on a movie set or you're just some guy or girl at home, there's responsibilities that come with that. You never aim, even if it's a toy. I don't care if it's a BB or a pellet gun. You don't aim it at someone unless you know that it's empty, or you don't aim it at anyone, period, okay? But if you're in a movie and you have to, there's so many different layers to this. Like the firearm should have been checked multiple times before it got to Alec Baldwin. And then Alec Baldwin himself should have checked it before doing the scene. That's how movies work. That's how they've worked for years. Every movie set is different. Sure, some are more dangerous than others. Sometimes you have people that don't care. Now, from what I've seen, this armorer actually did not have much experience. She had no business having this job. If anything, she was a woke hire, if you will. She got hired because of her connections, not because of her experience. And in fact, there were other situations with her where people had bad experiences on set. So she had no business handling these weapons. So I don't put all the blame on Alec Baldwin. But, ladies and gentlemen, if it were you, your ass would be in jail right now as we speak. There wouldn't be no conversation. We wouldn't have been sitting here for 2 years waiting to hear if charges would be filed. You would already be in jail, accident or not. But I'll give you more of my opinions in just a moment. I want to dive into this article so we can all have a better understanding of what exactly is happening. Alec Baldwin was charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter and the death of Helena Hutchins. Hannah Reid, who was the armorer on the film Rust, was also charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Helena's family thanked the sheriff's office and the DA after the charges were announced. We want to thank the Santa Fe sheriff and the district attorney for concluding their thorough investigation and determining that charges for involuntary manslaughter are warranted for the unaliving of Helena Hutchins with conscious disregard for human life, a statement issued on the behalf of the Hutchins family via attorney Brian J. Panish, founding partner of Panish Shea Boyle LLP. Our independent investigation also supports charges are warranted. It is a comfort to the family that in New Mexico, no one is above the law. We support the charges. We will fully cooperate with the prosecution and hope that the justice system works to protect the public and hold accountable those who break the law. New Mexico First Judicial District Attorney Mary Carmack Altwise announced the charges on Thursday morning, more than a year after Hutchinson's tragic death. Assistant Director Dave Halls signed a plea agreement for a charge of negligent use of a deadly weapon. The terms of his agreement include a suspended sentence and 6 months of probation. The district attorney announces. No charges were filed for the non-fatal shooting of director Joel Souza. After a thorough review of the evidence and the laws of the state of New Mexico, I have determined that there is sufficient evidence to file criminal charges against Alec Baldwin and other members of the Rust film crew, New Mexico First Judicial Attorney Mary Carmack stated. On my watch, no one is above the law, and everyone deserves justice. The district attorney explained that Baldwin and Gutierrez Reed were charged in the alternative. This means that a jury will decide not only if the two are guilty, but will also decide which definition of involuntary manslaughter their actions fall under. If any one of these three people, Alec Baldwin, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, or David Halls, had done their job, Helena Hutchins would be alive today. It's that simple. Andrea Reeb, the special prosecutor appointed by the DA to the case, said in a statement, "The evidence clearly shows a pattern of criminal disregard for safety on the Rust film set. In New Mexico, there is no room for film sets that don't take our state's commitment to gun safety and public safety seriously." Before announcing the decision, the district attorney's office spent time reviewing a comprehensive report submitted by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office. It has been over a year since the cinematographer lost her life on the New Mexico movie set. So, how do you all feel about this one? I'm really interested in hearing your takes and your opinions. It doesn't matter what opinion you have. I'm accepting of people with different views. Let me know how you feel about this down in the comments below, because this is an interesting situation. Obviously, I don't think people think this was on purpose, an accident. But at the same time, even though accidents happen, you still have to be held accountable for your actions or the lack thereof. That firearm had no business being loaded on that set in the first place. And yes, it doesn't all boil down to just Alec Baldwin. I know some people are suggesting that this is political. They just want to take Alec Baldwin down. But no, the reality is this is just someone in Hollywood being held. I don't even want to say being held to the same standard as the general public, because a normal person, you would have been in jail by now, and I'm sure your sentencing would be a lot harsher. Alec Baldwin isn't going to be locked up for the rest of his life. He's not going to be locked up for years. I'd be surprised if Alec Baldwin serves a single day in jail, although I think that he deserves to do so, and especially the armorer. You know, if these charges were to come out and they would just be for Alec Baldwin, then I would have a problem. But because they got the armorer as well, I'm okay with that. And you have to understand that Alec Baldwin wasn't just the actor on set. Alec Baldwin was the producer. Alec Baldwin had a lot of control over this movie set. But, I mean, I think the charges are necessary. I think it's good to see famous, powerful, rich people be held accountable for once. And like I said, he's going to get a light sentencing. I can tell you all that right now. I don't expect to see Alec Baldwin locked away for too long. But, I mean, to see that they've actually at least tried to do something, I think that's probably relieving to this woman's family. You know, she left behind a husband and kids. I mean, they want to see someone held accountable for this. And like I said, mistakes happen every day. But this is a mistake that could have been avoided. Like the district attorney said, all it would have taken was one person out of 3 or 4 people. One person doing the job. One person actually checking the firearm. That's all it would have taken. And she would still be here today. Now, when this case first came out, there was a lot of theories out there. And the lawyers for Gutierrez, Reed, Hannah, they were suggesting that maybe someone put live ammo in a fake ammo box. They were suggesting that maybe this was a big conspiracy and done on purpose. Some people believe that Alec Baldwin did it on purpose. I mean, and then Helena was actually going on to work on an interesting documentary that was going to reveal some information that a lot of people don't want out there. And it's weird because throughout the last decade or so, there's been a lot of people who mysteriously die in weird ways, or they take themselves out while they're working on documentaries exposing Hollywood. So that's something kind of creepy and weird as well. I'm definitely not suggesting that anything, was done here on purpose. I'm just saying once you dig and you peel back the layers, there's definitely some interesting things there. But all in all, I'm glad they're holding him accountable. We will see what comes of this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell. And as always, remain opinionated.